This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
We don't need scars just to know we're human. We can let the world just tell us light ourselves up when we're out of luck. All of the love in me was an illusion until you made my world come loose down. Turn me around when I had enough. And I know now that I'm not safe now without you, without you. We can be the stars of my show. We can be the ones on the road. Put our names up, watch them fly.
The following program is rated MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, it doesn't matter who the doc is. What? Yeah, you know it. It does not matter. How are you? Yeah, seriously, how are you? You know, it is Friday. Some people get super excited about it. I'm always amazed to see you get online about, oh my God, thank God it's Friday. Yeah, it's like, okay, it's just another day of the week. I guess it all depends on what the importance you put behind it. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, today is Friday, December the 1st of 2023, day 335th of the year, and only 30 days left to go. Yep, that's how that math works out. 30 days left, and the countdown begins. Yeah, the countdown to extinction, because it's going to be over with. Just kind of how it goes. So anyways, today we are broadcasting from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM, and we are hanging out with our friends and colleagues at that other place.
Radio Big. USA, Canada, UK.
Oh yes, that's what's going on. We are doing our thing, hanging out, doing our stuff, doing the thing, all the important stuff. Oh, no doubt about that. So, let's talk. Let's move. Let's groove. It's Freeform Friday, so what does that mean? We're going to do a little bit of everything. We get to play catch-up. What do I mean when I say that? Well, we get to play catch-up on all the stuff that we didn't talk about earlier in the week. That's what we get to do. So it'll be a whole array of stuff that we do. We talk about safety in the news and safety, because that is the way of the layout of the land goes. No doubt about that. So with that being said, why don't we tell you how you can interact with the show? All you have to do is go to callinradio.com. Callinradio.com. We'll get you moving and grooving inside of there. Not a problem whatsoever in regards of getting everything moving. Just the way that it works. Callinradio.com will get you into the system. So with that being said, let's do a little bit more. If you want to interact, I told you what to do. If you don't want to interact, that's perfectly fine. Sit back, relax, take a listen to what we have to say. We are available on radiobig.fm. We are also available on safetyfm.com. And when I say radiobig.fm, I don't know if everybody knows that, but that .fm is a website, just so you know. So that's some options there that are available for you, just because we can. That's why we do. So with that being said, why don't we tell you a little bit about what the hell is trending, because that might help a little bit.
Here is what was trending. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so when I look at the trends of the ends, this is what it goes like. A surge of American companies no longer care about the college degree, and North Korea rattles its saber. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Britney Spears says her 2007 meltdown lasted longer than anyone truly knows. We'll talk about that as we get into showbiz. Another Hangover star says that he could be up for adding another one to the franchise. We'll talk about that as we get into casting calls into hour 2 and 3. And The Firm is debating on how to handle Piers Morgan revealing that the royal racist names. Yeah, we'll talk about all that fun stuff because why would we not do that? Why would we not do that? So there you go. Some stuff to talk about. Anyways, did you watch the Cybertruck unveiling yesterday? Because that seemed to be like all over the place. That seemed to be a giant slew of news. I will tell you, I was kind of amazed that number one, it started late. And number two, I think people were confused on what to expect yesterday because it was called the delivery event. And I think that people expected like specs and other stuff to talk about opposed to him just saying, hey, here you go, here's your car. I mean, that's what it was. It was you were going to finally see a production model of what was going on. I mean, what did you expect? Did you expect that there was going to be like some kind of price point and, you know, how quick they were going to get them out? I didn't think that was going to be it. So think about this. With the Model 3 that came out a few years back, what did they give? They handed out like 30 of them, I think it was. And yesterday, I want to say it was like around 13, 14 is what it seemed like. I know there was a lot of rumors that it was going to be 10, but I think it was like 13 or 14, but I could be absolutely wrong with the number. I watched it. I mean, it was interesting to see what was going on. Until you get to touch it, see it, feel it, all that kind of fun stuff. Not sure, you know, what kind of impact it's going to have. Definitely what he did say that he wants the roads to look different and look more like the future. Well, shit, I think he did accomplish that. There is no doubt about that. Anyways, with that being said, why don't we do this? Why don't we bring some Mark Mayfield into our life and start talking about what the hell's going on in the news?
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
Radio. I'm Michael Kastner. The truce is over between Israel and Hamas. The Israeli military announced today that it has resumed combat in the Gaza Strip, claiming Hamas violated the truce and fired a rocket toward Israeli territory. During the 7-day truce, Hamas released 80 hostages in exchange for 240 Palestinian prisoners. Parental rights came up during the debate between California Governor Gavin Newsom and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. On Fox News, DeSantis raised up a book that he claimed was pornography.
So this is a book that's in some of the schools in California. Florida, this is not consistent with our standards, called Gender Queer. Some of it's blacked out. You would not probably be able to put this on air. This is pornography. It's cartoons. It's aimed at children.
Democrat Governor Gavin Newsom claimed Florida and other conservative states were using book bans as a cultural sword.
1,406 books have been banned just last year under Ron DeSantis' leadership.
A U.S. judge is blocking Montana's TikTok ban from going into effect. A preliminary injunction was issued Thursday that would block the ban from taking effect on January 1st, claiming that it oversteps state power and infringes on the constitutional rights of users. TikTok users in Montana had filed a lawsuit to block the ban. A New York appeals court is reinstating a gag order against former President Trump in his civil fraud trial. Mark Mayfield with details.
Trump and his attorneys are once again prohibited from making public statements about the courtroom staff in the ongoing $250 million civil fraud trial. The order was temporarily lifted 2 weeks ago by an appellate judge after Trump's lawyers sued the judge in the case. New York Judge Arthur Engren initially issued the order in October after Trump lashed out at his law clerk on social media. Trump's attorneys argue that the order infringes on the former president's First Amendment rights.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed this morning after the Dow notched a new high for the year. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Listen to our host of the Rated R Safety Show. Self-implode on our airwaves, only on Safety FM.
The top Democrat in the House says his party has no official position on the expulsion of New York Republican George Santos. Trey Thomas reports.
Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, however, called Santos a serial fraudster and embarrassment.
We recognize that this is an issue of conscience.
Santos is refusing to resign ahead of the vote and lashed out against members of Congress and a scathing ethics committee report. The report found he broke campaign finance laws and stole from donors.
Prosecutors are protesting the release of former porn star Ron Jeremy from prison.
A judge last week ordered Jeremy to be released into a private residence due to his dementia and poor health.
We don't know where that private residence is. We have no information that it is a lockdown residence where he will not be able to go out.
Attorney Gloria Allred says a judge decided during Thursday's hearing there will be an investigation in January into whether Jeremy can qualify for a Murphy conservatorship. Officials must confirm dementia and prove Jeremy is a danger to himself and others. The 70s icon has been in custody at the Twin Towers Correctional Facility in downtown L.A. since January.
Opening statements are set for Monday in the assault trial of actor Jonathan Majors in New York City. Brian Shook reports.
Jury selection ended on Thursday, and the trial is expected to take 2 weeks before deliberations begin. Majors is charged with assault and aggravated harassment related to an incident with his ex-girlfriend in Manhattan in March. He faces up to a year in prison if convicted. The actor has starred in films like Creed 3 and multiple Marvel Studios projects as the villain Kang the Conqueror.
Delivery of Tesla's Cybertruck is underway following an invitation-only event at their Texas manufacturing plant. The cheapest model will cost around $61,000 and won't be available until 2025. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Well, you know that here at Safety FM and Radio Big, we're always trying to look for life hacks. So with the busy season just around the corner, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for your jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kits, can help you fuel up with fast chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, and ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. Refresh your healthy habits without missing a beat. Choose from 34 weekly flavored packs. Dietitian-approved meals ready to eat in 2 minutes. All you need to do is head over to factorsmeals.com/safetyfm50 and use code safetyfm50 to get 50% off. That's code safetyfm50 at factormeals.com/safetyfm50 to get 50% off. Go there. Do it now.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
It's always amazing to me on how technology changes, and so does the environment that we're in. And cyber criminals will do everything they can to take advantage of a system. If you don't own a home, you have nothing to fear about what I'm about to tell you. But if you own a home like me and you don't guard it with home title lock, you're inviting home title fraud. One of the fastest growing crimes. Cyber thieves around the world know our home values are sky high at the moment, and that makes us a target. The crime is scary simple. Let me explain it to you real quick. A cyber thief simply forges your name on a property sale form and refiles it. That's it. Now he or she is on the deed of your home and you have no idea that you're a victim. Then the person takes out a loan on your home and vanishes, leaving you to prove to the police that you didn't commit bank fraud. Home Title Locks puts a virtual barrier around your home title. The instant they detect any kind of tampering or anybody messing around, they help shut it down. Look, if you have equity in your home, you need to guard it the best way that you can. Some people might even go as far as guarding it with their life. Go to HometitleLock.com and register your address to see if you already are a victim. And enter the code RADIO. That's RADIO. That's the code RADIO for 30 days free of protection. That's code RADIO at HometitleLock.com.
Radio Big. Streaming 24/7 at RadioBig.fm.
Hey, are you tired of hanging around and talking about safety in a boring kind of format? Well, I got something for you. If you haven't hung out with us yet at safetyfm.com, I'm going to encourage you to do so. Yeah, if you come out to Safety FM, you can come hang out with all kinds of safety professionals. Some are safety professionals, some are just people that are talking about safety. But we want to do it in a format that makes it fun and entertaining. If you're kind of trying to figure out what the FM portion is, well, we're a radio station and also a podcast network. You can come out, hang out, and listen to my show, The Jay Allen Show. You can listen to Todd Conklin with the pre-accident investigation, Blaine J. Hoffman with the Safety Pro, the Hop Nerd, Sam Goodman, just to name a few on what can be found on the station. Different things for different people, trying to bring safety in an entertaining form. SafetyFM.com. Go to the website, download the app, and carry it with you all day long. SafetyFM.com. We'll be waiting for you.
Safety in a way never heard of before. The Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Oh, yes, Rated R Safety Show, Safety FM, the way that we hang, the way that we do stuff, the way that we take a look and gander into the world. Because, hey, why not? It is Friday, so we're going to freeform the whole thing and just do it how we see and how we deal and how we move. I mean, just no other doubt about it. So what do you think there? What do you think as we talk? What do you think as we move? What do you think as we groove? I think we talk about news. I think that that's what we do. That's the move and the groove that I have for you. So let's do that. Let's do that right now. Anyways, the first American mission to put a lander on the moon in 5 centuries is scheduled to touch down on the lunar surface on January the 25th. Private space company will be the tentative launch on Christmas Eve. While it will only take a few days to reach the lunar orbit, the mission will be to wait until the landing area has better light conditions. This is according to NASA, so just so you know. NASA is underwriting part of the mission as it's sending some of the experiments on board of the Astrobotic lander. So there you go. What do you think? What do you think there? Some things to think about, huh? So this is coming via France 24, just if you were looking to find out who's giving you the info. So take a listen to this. Elon Musk's long-awaited vision for the electric utility vehicle hit the market on Thursday with the official rollout of the Tesla Cybertruck. They're already a year-long wait list, an oddly designed boxy truck with which starts around let's see, what is it? $61,000. $61,000 is what you're looking at to start off with. So there you go. A premium model called the Cyber B still won't be ready until 2025 and is expected to cost north of $100,000. This is according to CNN. So there you go. Some stuff to think about for sure as we are talking. So were you excited when you saw it? I'm talking about the Cybertruck. What came to mind there? No, seriously. I mean, some people were pretty excited yesterday. Some people were pissed. Some people, I mean, here's the thing. I want you to think about this, and here's just some numbers. Originally, it was guesstimated when the initial product was being launched and talked about, said that the price point would be $40,000. Now it's $61,000, and it sounds like that's the base model. And if that's the case, that's the base model at $61,000. And if you kind of figure that since it was announced till now, inflation's about 17% total, we're ballparking some figures here. How the hell did they come up with $21,000 difference? And I mean, at no point did we really think that it was going to stay at the price point that they said. I mean, I didn't think that post-pandemic anybody was going to really be able to keep with some of the pricing structure that they had. I'm just saying. So some stuff to think about for sure. Anyway, Singapore has been named the most expensive place to live in the world, according to and the reason why it's saying that is because it just barely surpassed Zurich. The Economist Intelligence Unit Worldwide Cost of Living Report factors in the cost of everyday items as well as housing and transportation expenses. Last year, Singapore and New York City shared the top spot, but there's been some shuffling since now New York City and Geneva are tied for third place. Hong Kong rounds out the top 5. Worth noting, in October, Singapore government announced a driver's license would cost more than $75,000. $75,000 just to drive. Yeah, I'm not stuttering when I say that. $75,000 just to be able to drive. Could you imagine that? Talk about a privilege, no doubt. Anyways, the majority of American companies already have nixed the college degree requirement for new hires for certain roles. The same Intelligent.com survey also shows that 45% of employees have planned to do so or will continue to do so next year. And it's interesting, 62% of software companies and 61% of finance companies are those getting rid of college degree requirements. And of course, this is according to Intelligent.com. So what do you think here? Now, listen, I will tell you where I grew up as a kid, part of it. I was involved in an area where it seemed to even be a factory worker. You had to have some level of a college degree. And I'm not joking as I say that. I would love to say, haha, it's funny. But no, that was the case. That was the way that the world kind of rumbled and crumbled. So some things to think about. No doubt about that. Anyways, take a listen to this. Days after the North Korean state media said that the spy satellite has captured images of key American locations, top party by Kim Jong-un says that her country has no interest in reopening diplomatic dialogue with the United States. She also says the top advisor for dictator Kim Jong-un, the sovereignty of the independent state can never be an agenda item on a negotiation, and therefore North Korea will never sit face-to-face with the U.S. for that purpose, she said in a statement via NBC News. This is where that information is coming. Via NBC News. So what do you think? Some stuff to think about, no doubt about that. So there you go. Take a listen to this. This happened yesterday. I was kind of this happened, and I was kind of amazed. This happened actually earlier in the week. According to the University of Minnesota Duluth, Reed Ryan has died. He passed away unexpectedly on Tuesday morning. According to his obituary, he suffered cardiac arrest while working out with his teammates. He was only 22. Worth asking, when does the investigation into young, seemingly healthy athletes collapsing while working out begin? Because that's going to be an interesting one to talk about. I mean, 22 seems awfully young. Not that I'm saying that there's a death number, because that's not what I'm saying. But man, makes it pretty interesting when you hear it. Anyways, with that being said, let's do some Money Matters. Here's some Aaron Royale.
The U.S. is poised to extract more oil and gas than ever before in 2023. The latest federal government forecasts show a record 2.9 million barrels of crude oil, more than double what was produced a decade ago, being extracted in 2023. The Biden administration has handed out oil and gas drilling leases on public lands at a rate comparable to Donald Trump. Yet, at the same time, Biden's Inflation Reduction Act was passed and has spurred record investment in clean energy like solar, wind, as well as propel sales of electric vehicles. In spite of the increased drilling, U.S. energy emissions have been edging downwards and are expected to drop 3% this year. Elon Musk has nothing nice to say about advertisers who are pulling their ads from X, formerly Twitter. Using a four-letter word that starts with F, the owner of the social media platform proposed what the advertisers could do.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is.
He made the comments Wednesday at a New York Times DealBook Summit. Musk was asked in an interview about advertisers who suspended their campaigns on X after he endorsed anti-Semitic posts. Musk did, however, apologize for his recent endorsement of an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory, which he called the worst and dumbest posts he had ever made. In the latest threat report, Meta is warning of China's influence in U.S. elections. Matt Mattinson explains.
The report noted that Meta stopped 3 fake news networks in the third quarter. 2 originated in China. Meta said that when it comes to inauthentic influence campaigns, only Russia and Iran rank higher than China.
Gasoline prices have dropped for 63 consecutive days across the U.S. The average price for a gallon of regular gas stood at $3.25 a gallon Wednesday, according to AAA. That's down 5 cents from a week ago and 26 cents from a month ago. Many analysts expect OPEC OPEC will roll over existing quotas through the first quarter of 2024. With consumer and business news, Aaron Royale, NBC News Radio.
Okay, thank you, Aaron, for that information right there on what exactly is going on. Let me tell you a little bit about what I was able to find. The Dow added about 520 points to close at 35,950 on Thursday. A high watermark for the year, just so you know. The S&P added about 17 points to close at 4,567, and the Nasdaq slid about 32 points to close at 14,226. West Texas Intermediate closed at $75 a barrel, and Brent crude was at $80 a barrel. The national average price of a gallon of gas was $3.24 on Thursday. Bitcoin was mostly flat on the day, trading just around 37,700. There was more than 2,135 flights delayed within, into, and out of the United States on Thursday, with more than 65 such cancellations. Tonight's Mega Million drawing will be for $355 million jackpot or $164 million cash payout. Saturday night's Powerball drawing will be for $400 million jackpot or $185.6 million cash payout. So if you want to play the game, you have the opportunity to do so. That's the way that works. No doubt about that. I mean, what else would you do? Come on. So there you go. Let's talk a little bit more about some newso-ouzo, because why would we not do that? So take a listen to this one. Helen DeVos Children's Hospital is limiting visitors due to the increase of RSV cases. Dr. Andrea Hadley says that 2 visitors are allowed per patient during the day and only 1 at night.
We did see a very high volume of that last year, and it's a little bit too early in Michigan yet to know if this is going to be better than last year, worse than last year.
Officials say that the respiratory illness normally increases in the winter, with children and elderly being most at risk. Dr. Andrea Hadley said that at least Helen DeVos Children's Hospital says that the restriction of visitors is due to the high number of RSV cases that they are treating.
Even before the COVID-19 pandemic, we see this surge of RSV every winter, and we are well prepared to care for patients coming in with this.
COVID-19? Yeah. I mean, all kinds of stuff as we are taking a look and taking a gander into it. So what do you think as we are talking? I mean, I don't know. Do you think that's the right thing? How pissed off would you be if you take a look at some of that stuff? So there you go. Anyways, take a listen to this one, because this one's kind of an interesting one. Police arrest Florida man for threatening mass shooting at the Tesla Cybertruck delivery event. Now, I'm not joking as I say this. This is coming out of Austin. A Florida man is in custody and accused of threatening to carry out a mass casualty event on Thursday at the Tesla factory in Austin. 29-year-old Paul Overeem of Orlando is charged with making terroristic threats, and Overeem had reportedly threatened to shoot people during the long-awaited first public Cybertruck delivery. Tesla was notified 3 weeks ago about the threat, and Overeem had reportedly posted on Instagram. And he was arrested on Tuesday morning as he arrived to Austin from Florida. I mean, how crazy is that? I mean, think about this. Why in the hell was this kind of part of your gig? Of, hey, I have an idea. I think I'm going to shoot this up. I don't get it, but hey, I guess everybody does their own things. Let's stay in Florida for a moment. The head of Florida Republican Party is being accused of rape. The alleged victim filed a complaint last month against the Florida GOP chairman Christian Ziegler, claiming that the incident happened at the victim's home in Sarasota. The Florida Center for Government Accountability claims that the woman was in a 3-way sexual relationship for 3 years with Ziegler and his wife, Bridget, who is a co-founder in the right-wing group Moms for Liberty. No charges have been announced, and Ziegler's lawyer says that the client is innocent. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is calling for Ziegler to resign as the party's chair. So hold on. Kind of some interesting questions here to talk about. You're asking for a resignation for something that has not been proved yet. I always thought that it was innocent until proven guilty is the way that it's supposed to work. So if you're asking for the resignation now, what is the reasoning behind it? I mean, I'm just asking because I want to have a better understanding. That's all what it boils down to. I mean, don't you want to have a better understanding before we just kind of jump the gun? Just asking the question. that's how it goes from that particular standpoint, no doubt. So let's continue talking about some other things. What do we want to do real quick? I mean, there's so much information, so little time to cover some of the stuff that we have. Let's see. We have the hospital one. Let's talk about this one. Do we want to talk about this one? I'm always kind of hesitant about talking about certain things because I want to make sure that they make sense across the board, opposed to it just making sense, if you understand what I'm saying there. So let me do this. Let's talk about this one. Bronny James is being cleared to return to basketball court. Take a listen to this.
The son of LeBron James, Bronny collapsed during a workout 4 months ago and suffered cardiac arrest. After a final evaluation by the staff at the University of Southern California, he's been officially cleared to begin his freshman season at the school. He will return to practice next week with games shortly after. I'm Brian Shook.
Okay, thank you, Brian Shook, for that one. Let's go into some of these that are pretty interesting here. Let's do this. Let's do the Fauci will testify. Former White House Chief Medical Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci is set to testify before Congress early next year of the origins of COVID and the U.S. pandemic response. Mark Mayfield has the dates.
Fauci will appear before Congress for a 2-day transcribed interview on January 8th and 9th, giving 7 hours of testimony per day in the private session. He must also testify at a public hearing sometime later in 2024. It marks the first time that Fauci has testified since he retired. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Okay, thank you, Mark Mayfield, for that one. Let's do some of this because, it was some highlights last night in regards of what was going on. So we're just going to boom, shoot through them because that's just going to be the best way to do it. Parental rights came up during the debate of the California Governor Gavin Newsom and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis on Fox News. DeSantis raised a book and he claims that it's pornography, which you did hear earlier. So take a listen.
So this is a book that's in some of the schools in California. Florida, this is not consistent with our standards, called Gender Queer. Some of it's blacked out. You would not probably be able to put this on air. This is pornography. It's cartoons. It's aimed at children.
Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom claimed that Florida and other conservative states were using bans as a cultural sword. California Governor Gavin Newsom spoke about DeSantis' book ban.
1,406 books have been banned just last year under Ron DeSantis' leadership.
Okay, so we got some more stuff. The issue of the border in center of the debate of the California Governor Gavin Newsom and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Newsom said that he supports more border agents and a comprehensive plan.
Why else would I have put the answer is yes. Why else would I put the National Guard? Why would I have just increased it by 50% on the largest port in the Western Hemisphere in my state?
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said the insidious, he just said this kind of ridiculous if the president, Biden and Newsom had a plan, the stem for immigration surge. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says that Newsom is playing with the immigration statistics. Take a listen.
This is a slick, slippery politician whose state is failing. People are leaving his state.
So what else was debated about? Also, during the debate, the conversation on Fox News, Newsom would not support an absolute ban on abortion. Take a listen.
He signed a bill banning any exceptions for rape and incest. And then he said it didn't go far enough and decided to sign a 6-week ban before women even know they're pregnant, Ron, before women can even access a doctor's appointment.
DeSantis said that he would support a bill banning abortion with a detectable heartbeat. So there you go. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said the Democrats are crazy views on abortion. Take a listen.
I think that the position that we have from the modern left, including in California, is that they will take your tax dollars and they will fund abortion all the way to the moment of birth.
So there you go. Interesting stuff there. Gun control was a major point during the debate between both of them as well. Take a listen to this comment. DeSantis said that he backed Men in Blue, but Newsom said legislation DeSantis had passed was dangerous to the people of Florida.
After you sign that concealed carry bill, which increases the likelihood, Fred Guttenberg said, of more Jamies losing their lives and more Parklands, he called you weak, pathetic, and small.
DeSantis said that Newsom backed ultra-liberal DAs in his state. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said the people are afraid to live in California.
People are leaving California in droves, largely because public safety has collapsed.
So it sounds like we're becoming like a politics show, but we got some more stuff, so let's not get too far away. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says that people are leaving California and heading to Florida because of lower taxes.
Well, right. I mean, they tax too much. They regulate too much. They have a political agenda. It's not a good climate for business. They've lost a lot of companies.
Also in that debate, DeSantis said the California governor, Gavin Newsom, is a supporter of Biden's administration, which the Florida governor said has ruined the economy. Newsom added that Biden's administration is creating jobs and touted what Biden economics has done for the economy. Newsom also joked that he thought that Ron DeSantis was running for president of the U.S., while DeSantis responded and said, "You are too, you just won't admit it." California Governor Newsom touted the achievement. Take a listen.
3.9% unemployment, the lowest black unemployment in American history, the lowest unemployment for Hispanics in American history, the lowest unemployment for women in 70 years, the lowest black poverty rates in history. That's this administration's agenda.
So there you go. There's that. What else do we got? Let's do this one. California Governor Gavin Newsom says that Florida is overtaxing the middle class. In the debate on Fox News, Newsom also added that Florida is benefiting from Biden economics.
He has one of the most regressive tax rates in the United States of America. It's the number 3 most regressive state in America.
Newsom also added that his state supports lower tax structure than DeSantis. DeSantis says that he's trying to help the average Floridian. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis challenged Newsom to the fact that people are moving to Florida.
And, when I have people that come to Florida, they tell me, you guys actually want us to succeed in Florida.
People tell you that they want you to succeed in Florida. Okay, cool. California Governor Gavin Newsom says that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is a higher tax governor.
Who does he tax? He taxes low-income workers more than we tax millionaires and billionaires in the state of California.
Also in the debate, Newsom added that DeSantis is much more of a tax and spend governor than he is. DeSantis denied everything that Newsom claimed. Also, Newsom challenged DeSantis on taxes.
The question is a simple one. Who, Ron, are you for? It's a factual lie that the state of California is high tax, has the highest tax rate. But for whom?
So there you go. What a cluster. What a cluster of stuff, huh? I mean, it just sounds like it was all over the place. I didn't stay up for that one. I'll tell you that. I didn't stay up for that. What do you think? I gave it to you all. Now you have some stuff to chitter-chatter about if you're so inclined to do so. Take a listen to this. A man from Queens is under arrest and charged with a hit-and-run death of a 3-year-old boy on Wednesday night. Andrew Whitman reports.
20-year-old Kevin Gomez has been charged with leaving the scene of an accident that ended in a death and driving without a permit. Other charges may be possible. Police say Quintus Chen was killed when he ran into the street and was hit as a white sedan pulled out of a parking spot along College Point Boulevard. It happened right in front of the boy's father. Andrew Whitman, NBC News Radio, New York.
Okay, thank you, Andrew Whitman, for that information right there. Take a listen to this. Bellevue police in Washington are trying to find a suspect who allegedly stole a firefighter's credit card and went on a shopping spree. Brad Ford reports.
Police posted the photo of the suspect on social media Thursday morning. They say the Bellevue firefighter was putting up Christmas lights for the elderly when his credit card was stolen by a Grinch who ruined Christmas. The photo shows a woman wearing a dark-colored jacket, white pants, and white shoes, carrying shopping bags. She rang up an $8,500 tab on the credit card. Crime Stoppers of Puget Sound is asking for tips to help identify the suspect. Brad Ford, NBC News Radio.
Okay, thank you, Brad, for that one right there. Washington aging network of freeway and highways rest areas need repairs that could total $500 million. Brad Ford has more.
WatchDOT has released a report that shows most of the facilities at rest areas are in need of critical repairs. They were built between 1967 and 1974. 24 million people use the 47 rest areas every year. The repair plan would take about 15 years to complete. The legislature would need to approve funding for the repairs. Brad Ford, NBC News Radio.
Okay, thank you, Brad Ford, for that one right there. Let's talk about this real quick. Over 23,000 Washington students will qualify for the maximum amount of Pell Grant under changes to the federal student aid program. Washington Senator Patty Murray led the negotiation of the bill.
These are some huge, straightforward changes, but they're going to make a huge difference for our students.
14,000 new students in Washington will be eligible for Pell Grants. The maximum amount was increased by $500 to let's see, $7,395. Hold on, by $500. Okay. The student aid form called FAFSA says has been, simplified from 100 questions to as few as 20. Washington Senator Patty Murray also says that the new law simplifies the application process and increases funding.
They will mean fewer headaches over paperwork and more aid reaching more people.
And Washington Senator Patty Murray also says that more students can get federal aid.
In Washington State, what that means is nearly 15,000 new students are now eligible for Pell Grants, and nearly 24,000 more students will be able to get the maximum amount.
Yep, maximum amount of Pell Grants. Hey, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, let's just really talk about it. So there you go. Take a listen to this one real quick. Fort Lauderdale residents and business owners invited to attend a series of public workshops beginning Saturday and ending in April on how best to build a new city hall. Commissioner Steve Glassman says that he wants people to weigh in on the design, amenities, and financial procurement.
There's a chance for the city to really do a city hall that means something to its residents. And obviously, we need a new city hall. We're displaced right now.
He says they're using the Broward Center of Performing Arts and Parker Playhouse to conduct business. The city was destroyed in the historic rainstorm flooding from the basement with the 8 feet of water. Commissioner Steve Glassman says that they want to weigh in on the design and amenities and financial procurement. Take a listen.
Because of the unfortunate circumstance of the flooding that we experienced past April, we are going to probably be able to tap into some resources that otherwise we would not have been able to tap into.
He also says that they may be able to get federal funding because the building was damaged by historic flooding.
By that I mean the federal government and FEMA, state, local, our own insurance that we had on City Hall. So we're going to get some help along the way.
So there you go. Some exciting stuff going on in Fort Lauderdale. Doesn't it sound like it? I mean, that is for sure. I mean, what do you think? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you think. That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking the question for us to go through it. So I don't know. I felt like we went through a lot of politics. That's for sure. No doubt about that. So let's do this. Why don't we do this real quick? Because I have an idea. So why don't we do this one? And then we'll kind of just go from there.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You are listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
Let's start using cutting-edge warp speed 5G technology with your cell phone. Let me tell you about my friends at mobilemobile.io. They have an ultra-fast 4G LTE and 5G network that covers 99% of Americans. So they've got you covered everywhere. Think about it for a moment. You have the opportunity to take a test drive for 10 days with unlimited talk, text, and premium data. What is premium data? Premium data is an allotment of a cellular data that you receive from a higher priority on the network. You won't get throttled like you will with some of those, non-brand service providers. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to mobilemobile.io. That's mobilemobile.io to start your 10-day free trial.
Hello. In order to save the planet from cow farts, why doesn't someone just invent really large gas X pills?
God, what's that awful stench? Radio.
Okay, we didn't vanish for that long. It was only like a minute and a half, so there you go. Yeah, still rated R safety show. Hour number 1 of the Jay Allen in the Morning Show. This right here is Fire and Smoke by Beach Love. Not that you love the beach. I'm just saying it's Beach Love. Yep, some good stuff going on right there. So if you want to give this one a little streamer-eamer action, you can do so by YouTube Music, Apple Music, and Spotify. So there you go. You got the ones right there to do if you're so inclined to do so. That's the three options. Would like to thank Beach Love for allowing us to play this here on the Rated R Safety Show. Yep, always a good time. Okay, so let's get into it and let's talk about the most important thing that I'm ever going to tell you in my lifetime, and that's about my friends at To Write Love on Her Arms. No matter what you're facing, you deserve to be connected to help. To Write Love on Her Arms wants you to know that people have been where you are now and things can get better. To find out more information, all you have to do is the following. It's pretty simple. You go to TWLOHA.com. That's TWLOHA.com. To Write Love on Her Arms. Once you get there, click on the section that says Find Help, and that will have a plethora of information readily available for you if you're so inclined to look at it. Once you get there, you'll find information related to addiction, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, self-injury, suicide, trauma, grief support, just to name a few. Listen, we go through some very interesting things in life, and sometimes we just need someone to talk to. That is one of the best resources that you'll find in regards of getting that moving. To Write Love on Her Arms, TWLOHA.com. Click on the section that says Find Help. Far right-hand side is where it's located. Listen, I've been in love with this organization for quite some time in regards of what they do and how they help out the greater community. No doubt about that as we are talking. Take a listen to this. Let's talk about some movies that are coming out this week. Renaissance, a film by, Beyonce in performance at a record-breaking Renaissance World Tour and a creative mastermind behind it. So that's available. It comes out today. Silent Night also comes out today. A grieving father enacts with his long-awaited revenge against the ruthless gang on Christmas Eve. That's available today. That's rated R. And what else? The Shift. Yes, it's the modern-day retelling of Job. A man must escape his dystopian world to reunite with his wife after meeting a mysterious stranger. Most people, I wonder how many people would look at that and say, was I supposed to say Job or Job? So there you go. There you go. Some things to think about if you're so inclined to do so. So there you go. There you go. There you go, there you go, there you go. Some stuff right there for sure. Anyway, so let's do this because we have a few minutes to hang out and interact. Why don't we do the Motivation Minute a little bit earlier today? So we'll go ahead and do that right now. Bring in some John Smalls and let him tell you about it.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. They're known for insurance quotes. Today's quote was submitted by Alan. Sam Walton, founder of Walmart, said, "Believe me, the customer never comes back." Years ago, Sam opened a training program for its employees with much wisdom. When everyone is expecting a talk about sales and service, he started with these words. "I'm the guy who goes to a restaurant, sits at a table, and waits patiently when the waiter does everything but write down my order. I'm the guy who goes to a store and waits quietly while the salesman finishes their personal conversations." He continues with many more examples and then goes on to say, there's only one boss, the customer, and they can fire everyone in the company, from the president to the janitor, simply by taking their money to spend somewhere else. This has been today's Motivation Minute, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. They're known for insurance quotes. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quotes can be submitted for upcoming programs at motivationminute.org.
1 out of every 5 children in America under the age of 14 uses melatonin as a sleep aid. That's according to new research out this month from the University of Colorado Boulder. Melatonin is a hormone produced by the brain that regulates the sleep cycle. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine has issued an advisory urging parents to talk with a pediatrician before using the hormone long-term in children. Side effects of taking too much can include everything from headaches to itchy skin and irritability and depression. TV star Shannon Doherty says her stage 4 breast cancer has spread to her bones.
The 52-year-old actress, best known for her roles in Charmed, 90210, and Heathers, said she wants to make it known that people with terminal cancer are capable of living quality lives. Doherty will discuss her illness in a new podcast called Let's Be Clear with Shannon Doherty, premiering December 7th. I'm Michael Kastner.
Health Update, Sarah Lee Kessler, NBC News Radio.
Hello, I'm Richard Exley with your 1-minute devotion. May I ask you a question? Has anyone ever told you to just follow your heart? Another version says, just trust your heart. Still another version says, just be true to yourself. Sounds reasonable, doesn't it? But is it scriptural? Not hardly. The Bible says the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? That's Jeremiah 17:9. So if we can't trust our heart, who can we trust? Who can we follow? Proverbs 3 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Lord Jesus, we trust in you with all our hearts. In all our ways we acknowledge you. Direct our steps and fulfill your purposes in our lives. Amen. If these devotions are a blessing and an encouragement to you, you can subscribe at oneminutedevotion.com.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Oh, yes, trying to be something. I just don't know if entertaining is the correct word, but hey, that is what is going on as we are talking, no doubt about it whatsoever. Anyways, let's continue talking. Do we want to get into Did You Know? Let's do that anyways. A UK food truck owner has unveiled what must be one of the world's most, well, I guess, calorific burgers that's available, with a bun made of 8 Krispy Kreme donuts. In addition to the donuts, the burger features 3 beef patties and 6 slices of cheese slathered in butter. Tom Warwick said that it is a heart-clogging concoction. Everyone loves the donut burger, but I wanted it to be bigger and better. He operates the food truck Meat Castles in Redford. Yeah, Redford. There you go. The burger contains 3,180 calories, the equivalent of 6 Big Macs, and, or more, than the total amount of calories that a human should consume in a day. So more sugar too, I'm guessing. I mean, I'm just saying, because it sounds like a lot of stuff. What do you think there? I mean, do you get excited about stuff? Would this be one of these things that you go, yeah, let me go out and try this thing? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking the question. Let's talk about some whack facts this morning. There are more than 1,000 types of bananas. I had no idea. I really did. I had no idea whatsoever. I was watching a post a few days ago that was a blue banana that supposedly tastes like vanilla, and it doesn't have anything kind of weird going on. There are 30 times more trees on Earth than there are stars in the Milky Way. It's estimated that there are 100 billion stars and 3 trillion trees. 3 trillion. Seems like a lot. Although it may sound like counterintuitive, but your small intestine is actually the largest internal organ in your body. If you refrigerate rubber bands, they will last longer. Lions are the only cats that live in packs. And sea lions are only animals that can clap to a beat aside of some humans. So there you go. Some information for you if you're so inclined to hear that info. That is for sure. Anyways, let's take a look at some other things. Let's take a look. Let me see. What do I want to take a look at here? Let's talk about some things that happened back on this date. Let's go ahead and talk about that now. Let's see. Let's go back to 2017. In 2017, President Trump, former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, pleads guilty to lying to the FBI. In the plea agreement, Flynn admitted to lying to the FBI agents about 2 discussions that he had had with Russian ambassadors to the U.S. in December of the previous year. That happened back on this date in 2017. If you're looking at some birthdays for today, Javier Barris turns 31. Chanel Ayman turns 33. Tyler Joseph, 35. Zoe Kravitz, her. She turns 35. Deshaun Jackson, 37. Janelle Monáe, 38. Charles Michael Davis, 39. Sarah Silverman turns 53. Bette Midler, 78. Rick Scott turned 71. And Woody, hold on. I thought Woody Allen's birthday was yesterday. So how did you have Woody on here yesterday and today? I'm having some questions now. Anyways, if you're looking at some days of the year to celebrate, I have some of those for you. It's National Christmas Lights Day, National Eat a Red Apple Day, National Bartender Day, Day Without Art Day, Fox Fur Day. Yeah, Fox Fur Day. And I'm not talking about Fox, F-O-X. Wear a Dress Day, National Cookie Cutter Day, and World AIDS Day. So there you go. That's some terrific stuff to take a look at. No doubt about that as we are talking. So there you go. There you go. A lot of stuff right there to take a look at the sequence of events for. No doubt about that. What else do you want? What else can I give you? Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I got some plans. Let me give you the random joke and all that kind of fun stuff. So as one door closes, another one opens. One door closes, another one opens. One door closes, another one opens. That's me with chocolate advent calendar. That's what it sounds like. If you need a phone starter for today, try this. Where are you not welcome anymore and why? And what else do we have here? Let's see. If you need something for the water cooler, try this one real quick. Question: in a survey of 23% of people admitted they get a bit tipsy before going to this event. What is it? An office holiday party. Talking about office holiday party. If you've never seen that movie with Jason Bateman and Olivia Munn, boy, would I encourage you to watch that during this season, especially if you're not really having an office holiday party. I'm just saying in general, just something to give some serious consideration to. No doubt about that. That is for sure. Anyways, at the top of the hour, I'm going to be going over to radiobig.fm if you want to come and hang out with me. If you stay here today on Safety FM, you'll get to hang out with the likes of Sheldon Primus. No doubt about that. He'll take you through all of the event of what the hell is going on inside of the world of safety consulting. So if you've ever been encouraged or thought of wanting to become a safety consultant, that is the way to go about it. No doubt about it. Anyways, if I can't leave you with a deep thought for today, I would love to leave you with this one. The positive thinker sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and achieves the impossible. So think about that. That might get you places to where you want to go. Anyways, thank you for being always the best part of Safety FM and Radio Big, and that is the listener, because without you, it does not make a lot of sense to do what we do around here. That is for sure. Thanks for hanging out. Like I said, top of the hour, I'll be going over there. Sheldon Primus right here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know who you are.
Duh.
You know who I am. Love you, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.
We don't need scars just to know we're human. We can let the world just tell us so.